Eugene has finally retired, but now he's depending on his Social Security to live. He knows that his Social Security is not going to be enough to pay his lifestyle. Now his retirement is postponed. He has to go back to work in his shitty job. Eugene regrets not investing when he was young. Now he has to suffer the consequences of not delaying gratification. Apollo, on the other hand, Apollo started investing in his early 20s. He retired early. And not only that, he retired a multi-millionaire. He delayed gratification, and thanks to that, Apollo and his family now live a very comfortable lifestyle. We should all strive to be more like Apollo. My family has always taught me, or taught me and my siblings, about saving your money and being minimalist and living below your means. By all means, I agree with almost everything except the saving part, where I believe if you're really trying to achieve wealth status, you need to invest instead of saving. Don't get me wrong, still save your money, but invest a big portion of it, because that's where you will start seeing a difference. I've been investing since 2019, and I actually have grown a good amount of money in my investment portfolio. I'm not a millionaire yet, but we're on the move, right? We're on the way over there. But it takes time. It takes time. It's a time game. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna show you how investing $200 a month can make you a millionaire. So let's say you start investing in your early 20s. $200 a month. You could come out with $200 a month. If you're a high quality man, you're more than likely you're gonna be a high quality earner. You're watching these videos for the reason that you're probably a high quality man. You're watching self-improvement videos and you're trying to better yourself. So I'm pretty sure, maybe not now, but in the future, you will be making good amount of cash. If you were to invest $200 a month consistently, every month, by the time you retire, which is the age of 65, you will retire multimillionaire. Easy as that. At $2 million. And that's investing on a broad index fund that returns around 10% a year, right? And you could retire 5 years earlier. Usually retirement age 65, right? Around there. If you're to retire at age 60, you retire with $1.2 million. You will be a millionaire. It's just an estimate. It usually on a broad index fund, the average returns is 10%. Maybe some years is more, some years is less. So that's why it's an average. It's an estimate. So how does that happen, right? How is that even possible? How by $200 a day, even if you were to save $200 for the rest of your life, you cannot get that type of money. If you were to save $200 for that same amount of time, you would be having $96,000. So how by saving $200 a month you would have $96,000, where if you invested it you would have 1.2, right? The secret behind that is time. And there's something called compound interest. So compound interest is like a snowball. Think of it as a snowball. You're on a hill or on a mountain and you roll a snowball down, and the longer it rolls, the bigger the snowball gets, right? So that's what compound interest is. If you start investing $200, the longer you do it in the consistent basis, the bigger your account will get. And I'm a proof of that, right? I probably in 2 years, I have doubled my net worth. In the previous 2 years, I have doubled my net worth. Let me give you another example. When you're saving, it's like if you were to add, let's say 8 plus 8 plus 8, that gives you 24, right? Now, if you were to multiply 8 times 8 times 8, that gives you 512, right? So how does that even go? That's the difference between compound interest. If you're saving, you're basically just adding those 8s. Where if you're investing it, you're actually multiplying it. So know the difference and use compound interest to your advantage, especially when you're young. When you're young, you have time on your side. You don't know how valuable time is. And think of it, people are like, oh, that's a long time just to become a millionaire. The time is gonna pass anyways. Might as well use the benefit of using time. It's gonna pass anyways. You save $200 or not. It's going to pass. Time is going to fly. So if you just said the $200, by the time the time does pass, you will be a millionaire. Where if you don't put the $200 and you actually get to retirement age, you will be broke and you will be dependent on Social Security. Warren Buffett is a very famous investor. He's known for his wealth. He's worth over $84 billion. But did you know that out of his $84 billion, 81 of his $1 billion came after the age of 65? So that's to show you an example of compound interest. He knew the benefits of compound interest and he used it to his advantage. 96% of his net worth came after his 65th birthday. And that's to show you what compound interest will literally work wonders. Even the smartest people will overlook the power of compound interest. You don't need to be smart to know this stuff. People think that investing is a skill. It's a skill that you need to learn over time. You need to watch the markets. You need to trade this and that. But the secret behind investing is time. Time is the secret. And being consistent on your investing, that's the secret behind millions and billions of dollars that people are making in the stock market. Of course, don't get me wrong, there's still some traders out there that tend to make some good money. But in order to be a successful trader, you need a lot of money down. You need $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a trade to actually be making astonishing amount of money. Where average person like me and you don't got $30,000, $40,000 to put on a trade, right? So that's why we build it over time. And in the long run, the investors are the one that win. The traders, yeah, they do make a quick buck here and there, but in the long run, look at all the biggest investors. What do they have in common? They have time to wait. They have built their pile of cash over time because of their investments and the time they put into the market. There's a saying that goes, time in the market beats time in the market. And when I first started investing, I would try to trade, but I started seeing that what the real smart guys do, like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, they actually build wealth over time. And it's not easy. If it was easy, anybody would be doing it, right? I believe the most patient ones are the ones that achieve that status. And like always, think of it, time's gonna pass anyways. Make the best of it. If the time's gonna pass anyways, make the best of it. Put the $200 down. If you're gonna be a high quality man, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be making some good money. So $200 down is, and that's just the minimum. You could put up to $500, $600 a month. And that would bring you a reasonable amount of wealth in the future. You got delay gratification. Don't go use those $200 to go and waste on a night at the club thinking you're big balling because you just bought a table. Be smart. Delay gratification. And your future self will thank you for that. And like, remember, don't be like the rest of these people. Don't overlook the power of compound interest. It could really benefit you, especially if you're young. Start now. Go watch some YouTube videos on what I recommend investing in a broad index fund for starters. Go and research what a broad index fund is. Search how to invest. Search investing apps. Invest in brokerages. Just look into it. That's how I started. And like always, y'all keep working on yourselves and y'all stay on the grind.